people who don't exercise or work out, why don't you? I'm dealing with epilepsy and finding the right medication. I'm constantly tired, and that's one of my seizure triggers. I'm honestly terrified that I'll injure myself if I have a seizure while exercising. I feel you. Just got diagnosed and my whole life has been upended. I'm terrified to sleep and I'm scared to work out. Had to change jobs and can't drive. I work construction, and honestly, after working all day, going up and down ladders and moving equipment, I am all set. Over the last few years, I lost almost 20 kg of weight. Went from a desk job to handling a workshop full of machines, setting up and moving heavy metal parts all day. Plus I commute 8 km a day by bicycle if the weather permits it. Edit. Guys, you can stop telling me that it's actually exercise lol. I think I understood. I used to, and it feels good when it's done, but I absolutely hate every second of it. It's more fun if you have somebody to run exercise with, but I don't, so it's very hard to motivate myself to do something I really don't like. Can you describe how you feel when you're done with your workout? I'm wondering if there's something wrong with my brain. I hear people talk about a high either during or after a workout, but I've never felt that before. Even when I was doing a fairly vigorous workout 3-4 times a week, I didn't feel good afterwards. The only feeling I get is a general sense of accomplishment, but I don't ever experience a physical or mental uplift. It's like brushing my teeth. I know that it's good for me in the long run, but I don't feel any better after doing it. Are you the same way, or do you actually feel different afterward? I'm a long-haul truck driver, and I'm female. I'm not going to walk around a skeezy truck stop. That's a tragedy waiting to happen. I try to do what I can in the sleeper berth. Some sit-ups and flutter kicks, but it's hard to get any kind of exercise when I'm on a tight schedule, sitting behind the wheel for 11 hours a day, and don't have any place I feel safe walking. I work a very physical, demanding job, and I consider that my workout low. I need to get back into the gym. I feel the same way. I lift at the very least 1,000 pieces of luggage per day. I struggled at first, but not anymore, and the last thing I want to do after doing that for 12 hours is get home a train. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm gonna start next year. Really, take it seriously. I wasn't athletic growing up. I hated gym class almost as much as gym class hated me. We never reconciled. I also have zero discipline. I was the kid that never did my homework but got by on the tests and papers. I still blow off daily routines. Edit. I do lack discipline for things I don't enjoy, but I ended up finding my passion, worked very hard, and now have a career doing what I love. I just still really hate running. Oof, are we the same person? I didn't hate gym class so much in elementary school, but junior high started a lifelong hatred of exercise. Now that I'm thinking about it, my gym teachers were just really nasty and prone to making fun of unathletic kids while favoring the football track team kid. Blur. I walk, that's all I feel like doing. That's me. I walk all over my college campus, both to get to class and because it's a nice campus. I may not be working out, but at least I'm closing the green ring on my Apple Watch. This is me. I've spent years trying to eat right and go to the gym and couldn't keep motivated to keep the pounds off. I took a job as a kindergarten teacher in a large city, so now I spend my days chasing kids and walking everywhere. No diet changes, and I've lost 65 pounds in a year and a half. Walking is pretty good, BH. The only exercise I actually feel good with afterward. Better than nothing. I've weighed the same in high school. I'm 47 and work a physical job. There's no way I need any more exercise than I get throughout my normal day. Just don't have the motivation. Not depressed or anything. Just don't want to. Exactly. I have the desire to, but no umph to actually do it. Even when I do get motivated enough to actually start the routine, it only lasts a few weeks, maximum. I walk my dog every day, do gardening and housework. I mean, that's a good enough workout for me. Keeps the weight off and I don't need to follow any special diets or anything. Good enough? Good. Pain. I do anything even slightly wrong. Pain. I don't do anything. Surprise. Also pain. Yup. Chronic pain fucking sucks. Sciatica sucks. Not old enough for this shit. Edit for the people telling me to work out and stretch. I do work out and stretch. I do work out at least 4 days per week, usually 5 when my back isn't flaring up. Stretch yoga every day. Sometimes that's not enough. Chronic pain, chronic fatigue. Leave me be, please. I exercise a little more now, but it was really hard to make myself do any for the longest time, for a lot of reasons. Firstly, it just flat out does not feel good to me. I don't know where all these endorphins are that people talk about, but they never kick in for me. It's just a long slog over which I feel gradually worse as I become more out of breath and fatigued. I'm also super self-conscious, socially anxious to the point of being borderline non-functional, so doing anything to exercise outside my home has always been a complete no-go. I'm working on it, but still have yet to find the courage to set foot in the gym. On top of being physically unpleasant, it's boring. I have so many other hobbies I want to be doing instead. Even worse than that, my own depression and self-loathing issues go into overdrive when I don't have something to distract my brain with. On a related note, one of the things I was super self-conscious about for the longest time was how dismally out of shape I was, and feeling myself get exhausted after a pretty pathetic amount of exercise was just pouring fuel on the fire of bad thought. Avoidance happens to be my go-to coping mechanism, so you can imagine how that spiraled. That was by far the hardest thing to overcome, but I think I'm over that particular hump now. Yes, on all of this. People have always told me to exercise because it feels good. It doesn't. I fucking hate it. It hurts. I get even more tired, and then I do it again over and over for the same result. I have never enjoyed exercise. It doesn't make me happy, maybe proud that I reached a goal, but overall I hate the entire experience. Add on the self-consciousness, and you have a recipe for me, literally never working out. After an exhausting day at work, I do not want to go to a gym to hate what little free time I have. My wife doesn't exercise at all, and I work out 5-6 days a week. She still looks more fit than I do. I'll hate her for you. They say that abs are made in the kitchen, so I moved my gear over there, and it didn't help at all. More skinny or more fit, they can be very different things. Never liked feeling out of breath. It was always a horrible feeling, and I couldn't understand how anyone could like working out. Turned out I had exertional asthma, even well medicated. I don't like the feeling. I eat healthier and have an active job and free time, but I don't do anything extra. My asthma fires up from exertion too. Cardio will never be for me. Chronic pain. My brain writes exercise checks that my ass won't cash. I have incurable cancer. I'm gonna live my life as I want. I went to a clinic and the nurse said, "We're gonna tell you to stop eating carbs, blah blah blah." She said, "In the future, we'll reduce or get you off the meds." My reply was, "I don't have a future." Her reply was brilliant. Checked the computer, then said, "Eat and drink what you want, brilliant. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm loving life." Though I'm going to overshare a bit in the hopes that it could be instrumental to, in any way. I lost a friend to cancer. A family friend got diagnosed with incurable cancer. He was told perhaps 9 months on chemo, 3 without. He took 2 off and 2 treated. The champion sold his house, the market at the time allowed it, and spent all the money he could get his hands on to propose to his girlfriend in her kid's favorite theme park, traveled Europe and Egypt together, got married, and then used his time on chemo to plan his funeral so his family didn't have to go through that. After about a week or 2 on chemo, he told everyone calmly that he had done all he wanted to do and requested the plug pulled. He wrote stories about his friends that they had to read to them. He really made everyone laugh. He knew I had pollen allergy. One guess who had to walk the flowers. I haven't shed a tear about him that wasn't quickly followed up with a sincere smile. I'm sorry about your diagnosis and really appreciate your approach. Did you have the same mentality at first, or did it change over time? I don't want to. Knock it off with the long-winded excuses. I have trouble motivating myself, probably due to depression. I know logically that it's not that bad and sometimes even feels good, but I just never do it. I honestly feel the same way. Depression can literally suck the life out of you, and the lack of motivation that follows furthers the depression into a spiral. This, even if you don't have depression, working a full-time job, having kids in a house to help take care of, all of life stuff that goes on. Sometimes you want to, but it's too much. Because I absolutely hate it. I've tried several different types of exercise. Some I can't do due to knee issues, but regardless of the type of exercise, I absolutely hate it. I dread getting ready to do it. I count minutes until it's over. I just cannot see how people enjoy it. Doesn't relieve stress for me. It causes stress. 'Cause fuck you. That's why. Nah, in all seriousness, I left the military not too long ago. My body hurts. I just wanna chill for a while, enjoy the cartilage that's left in my knee for a bit. I'll get back on it eventually. Or maybe not, who knows, like I said, fuck you. Well, not you op, I meant society. Edit, thanks for the award. Edit, also thank you for all the advice, brothers, sisters. I'm glad I'm not the only one feeling like this, and I appreciate all the advice. Hope you all are taking care. Change them socks, too low. No fucks delivered my way. Enjoy your cartilage. It's boring. I have no motivation. There is always other things I rather do. I was going to go with I'm just lazy. This is my main issue. It's so fucking boring. I listen to music and podcasts. Nothing makes it a more appealing task to me. I was trying to think of the right response while reading this thread. I think you hit the nail on the head. For me, it is boring and tedious for the most part. Especially repetitive things like weight routines and using the treadmill. The best thing I've found is hiking, but even that is hard to get motivated to do. I agree. I know I should, but I find exercise dull as dishwater. I hate sports, and I have zero coordination, something I've taken shit about my whole life. I've never felt energized and happy after exercising. I always feel tired and depressed, even after I have been regularly exercising for months. Literally every time feels like a chore. It all just feels like a chore. It all just feels like high school gym class all over again, which was an awful experience for me. Exercise reminds me of training a dog. The reward has to be immediate, or it doesn't understand the connection between action, but reward. Exercise has no immediate rewards for me. Could be my heart fucking with my reward pathways. I don't feel good. After exercise, apart from the vague sense of accomplishment I get, but it's on the same level as emptying the dishwasher. I know it has long-term benefits, and I want to work out, but I find it impossible to build a habit of it. Because it's so incredibly boring that it's hard to keep up for as long as it takes, both time-wise, each workout, and consistency with workouts, to feel or see any motivating result. Don't you get that great high after a workout? No. I feel tired and sweaty. I'm convinced that I must be missing something when it comes to working out. All my friends do it. They go to the gym, they do sports. I feel like exertion without engagement is incredibly boring at the best of times. This is exactly why I can't exercise solely for the sake of being healthy. It's incredibly boring to me to lift weights or go for a jog, for example. But thankfully I've picked up some hobbies, tennis and indoor rock climbing, that I find very enjoyable while also providing a solid workout. I'm exhausted from work and like to use my free time on things I actually find enjoyable. Life is short, and I don't care if I'm a good-looking corpse edit. The amount of people giving me shit for not working out. You don't have to work out to lead a healthy life. A decent diet and avoiding certain vices in moderation is enough for most people. The reality is, I have a lot of demands on my time, and an hour 3 forks a week in the gym for something I no longer enjoy is not time well spent for me. It is for you. Good for you, but my health is just fine without it. Thank you very much. I've got 2 kids, 12 pets, a 9-hour job, and would like to relax on the little time I free up for myself. 12 pets. Jesus. I can barely handle the 1 kid and 1 pet. Laziness. Former non-exerciser. I used to not work out. I still don't, but I used to too. I actively hate it. Doesn't make me feel good. Makes me angry when I'm bad at it, or someone is yelling at me to do better. I'm stubborn, and I'm prone to giving up when I can't do it perfectly the first time. Only exercise I've ever enjoyed is yoga, I think because there is a do the best you can, and it's okay if you fail mentality. So whatever endorphins people get, I get the opposite. Any amount of exercise that even slightly raises my heart rate or makes me sweat makes me incredibly angry. Like I get rage-filled and stay grumpy and irritable for hours afterward. It can ruin a full day easily. I've tried a lot of ways to exercise, fun dance classes, lifting, yoga, swimming, HIIT, cardio alone with podcasts, jogging in the cold, team sports. No difference. Still just leave feeling like I want to angrily claw my own skin off my body. I get really sad, just so upset before and after. It's very frustrating. It's uncomfortable, unsatisfying, difficult and boring. My boobs hurt, and I can't bear to buy a humongous sports bra. I really wish I could enjoy exercise, or at least tolerate it, but I just can't. I loathe it. I'm afraid to step into a gym because of my weight. I'm a plus-size woman, and I know it's silly to say, but I just feel too self-conscious. I'm also out of habit with routine and let myself go over lockdown, and I just can't find motivation to do it. Lazy, if you will, I have had 3 gym memberships over the past few years and cancelled them because I waste them. I get people don't care what you think at the gym most of the time. It's more an internal hate making me think that, considering I was healthy before I put on the weight, and now looking at old photos it just gets me in my head about it. Should also add I did do geocaching for a while, but life got in the way, so I haven't been completely inactive, just lacking motivation as a whole. I went to the gym 3-4 times a week for a couple years. I never felt good after exercise like other people report. As far as I'm concerned, endorphins are a myth. That and all the work I put into fitness did not change my life in a way that mattered.